I'm going to update the Bryceometer. And I am not moving it from where it was a week ago. It's sitting in the same place because I refuse to entertain replacing him, which is the only place lower to go on the meter is Cam Newton available. I refuse to consider the benchings, even if that said, is Andy Dalton available to start? I would refuse to go that far. Absolutely would refuse to go that far down. However, there was nothing this weekend that made me more confident than I was. I mean, you could argue he's being held back. You could argue he's being held down. You could argue he's being held, artificially behind in his development based on the supporting cast. That's fine. And I might even agree with you. But he lost the fumble and he threw a pick six. Depending on context, I can excuse almost everything except the turnovers. And even sometimes I can excuse the turnovers, right? If there's an interception that bounces off a receiver's hands, I have the ability, the cognitive function to say that's not his fault. But the fact of the matter is a route got undercut. Was it a great route by the receiver? No. But when a route is undercut, you always could have put it higher into the outside. You always could have not made the throw. And fumbling, I don't care how hard you get hit or how perfect the location of the hit is, you could always hang on to the football. It's also important to remember that our Bryceometer, which if you're watching on our WRAL Sports Fan video live stream, you can see it behind me. Our Bryceometer is a confidence meter. Okay? It's important to remember that the Bryceometer doesn't just measure things that were in Bryce's control. If the team ruins him by not protecting him, if the team ruins his production by receivers not getting open, if the team ruins his ability to develop as a passer based on play calling, then he is ruined, right? If the team ruins him, he is ruined. And I don't have to up my confidence in someone that is ruined just because we know why he was ruined. The offensive line is a problem, but I still haven't seen enough flashes. If I were seeing flashes of elite play at a higher rate, I'd be able to boost the confidence meter by saying the supporting cast is not good enough, but I haven't seen that yet. I also want to emphasize the flexible and adaptable nature of the Bryceometer. We could move it up if we start to see things better. Right? We could move it up if he starts to minimize the damage. There's a great stat out there. This comes from Josh Norris of Underdog, right? But he's citing a stat from Pro Football Focus. This is just how we saw it. Want to give credit, little hat tip. The Panthers' offensive line gave up 23 sacks and hits and hurries. So those three things combined in Week 11 to the Cowboys. It's the 8th time in 10 games the offensive line has allowed 16-plus sacks plus hits plus hurries. It's 190 total on the season.
That's a lot.
I am completely – you just heard Dennis's voice, which means he's no longer on the phone, which means we may have a winner. 190 total on the season, sacks plus hits plus hurries. It is completely fair to say Bryce would look better with a better group up front. But it's also fair to say he hasn't looked like an elite player on the off chance he does have time. Maybe he's looking at the rush. Maybe he's getting happy feet. Maybe he's not comfortable. The reason being, we can debate for a million years. Oh, he's looking at the rush because he's gotten hit so many times. Oh, he's getting happy feet because he doesn't trust the play callers or the offensive line. Oh, he's doing happy feet for this, for that, for this reason, for the other reason. My confidence level just kind of has to be set on what is actually happening, not why it's happening.